Here's our car.
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose Auto Owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local Auto Owners agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's gonna high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Caswell Park in Mankato, Minnesota for this State Class A semifinal game between your Braham Bombers and the United South Central Rebels. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'm happy to be back out here for this. Was going to be a 9 o'clock first pitch game, but the game before went into extra innings. That's the I don't know how many games now, but that has went into extra innings. And hey, you gotta love it because that just means we're getting better and better softball as we go forward. But in this one here, getting set for a little bit of a late start, but we're still here for this game. The Braham Bombers taking on United South Central in the State Class A semifinal. Winner will play on Friday at Jane Sage Cowles Stadium on the campus of the University of Minnesota in the championship game. And obviously pride for that to represent not only your school but your section as well. And there's a lot on the line for these two teams. But for us, we are looking at Braham as we try and get them to the state championship. I say get them to the state championship as if we have anything to do with it, but we can hope, right? We can hope that our energy that we bring can get them pushed to the state tournament. But we look at the number 1 seeded USC or United South Central Rebels, and they're going to be a tough team to beat. They are number 1 for a reason, and we will get to that in just a moment. So I tell you what, you know what's happening, you know what's coming up here very shortly. We're going to get a word from our fine sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll talk more about how these two teams got here, specifically more on USC's side. Back after word from those fine sponsors.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique, specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Whether you're trying to stay loose or just trying to tweak your swing, here's the pitch in North Branch is the area's premier batting cage. Get in for some swing time with their top-of-the-line pitching machines, or bring the whole team to the 4,000 square foot practice space. Here's the pitch in North Branch, air-conditioned, top of the line, local. Find Here's the Pitch off I-35 in the North Branch outlets.
Minnesota Twins baseball.
Twins 2, Blue Jays nothing, 9th inning. The 0-2 to Varsho. He struck him out! Twins win! Twins
Every
win!
hit, home run, or strikeout on the boat, on the lawnmower, or at work. All the action is right here.
This is Royce Lewis.
This is Ryan Jeffers. Hey, Twins fans, this is Rocco Baldelli. You can catch Twins baseball all season long right here.
The Twins!
On Cool Country 100.9 WCMP.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
And we're back, getting ready for this state Class A semifinal game between Braham and United South Central. And, well, we know how Braham got here. Braham has done a great job of getting through their section playoffs. I mean, they only allowed, 4 runs throughout their entire section playoffs to get to this point. And, man, they have done such a great job of that, and a lot of that is due to Alex Rysdam. But not just that, their defense has been tops in the state for, all year, and it's tough to get anything by them. And although their offense has been really good, they got a little bit stuck in the mud there in Game 1 against Wabasso, but they did get a win with a walk-off single from Lauren Lenez, 3-2 over Wabasso. So that's Braham for you. Taking a look at United South Central, the number 1 team pretty much throughout the entire season, 24-1, 7 runs, nearly 8 runs per game, but giving up half a run per game. You heard that, half a run. Now, their undefeated run was a little bit upset. They won in the first 2 rounds over Springfield and Sleepy Eye, 1-0, 2-1. Then they beat Mountain County West 2-1 to get to the section championship. And in the first game of the section championship, they lost to Martin County West 6-5. But then in the second game, they beat them 6-0. So they did lose, but then they beat Martin County West 6-0. So this team obviously is beatable, but you look at how well they did this year. Well, that was their only blemish. And for them, that's impressive. I mean, for anybody, that's impressive. But that is their only blemish this year. So this is not going to be an easy team to beat if you are Braham. But if there's anyone who is up to the task, it is these Braham Bombers. These Braham Bombers have one of the better defenses in the state as well for Class A softball. It's an impressive defense, and it is not easy to get by. Again, Alex Rysdam, a big part of that. But United South Central, the number 1 seed for a reason. And we got the pronouncer on there, the Braham Bombers, not Brahm. That happens a lot. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get our lineups, and then we should be set for first pitch here on Field 3 at Caswell Park. Yes, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get a commercial break first.
Aurelius Manufacturing has been providing innovative solutions to customers since 1926. Specializing in the production of custom welded hydraulic cylinders for over 40 years, our focus is on providing value to customers through innovative problem solving, quality workmanship, and customer service. Our team works with your team to develop designs that provide the most value for your application. We leverage technology and craftsmanship, turning designs into finished products quickly and accurately. Aurelius Manufacturing is a proud sponsor of the Braham Bombers.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, get Red Bull 8.4 ounces, 3 for $6.50. Pringles are 2 for $5 and save $2 on 7th Avenue Pizza when you buy 2. Plus, introducing Lucky Days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mention to the cashier, it's your lucky day, and get free items and discounts on drinks and fuel. Whoa! Keep an eye on social media to learn more. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. Pineagency.us.
And we're back, getting ready for first pitch here at Caswell Park between the United South Central Rebels and the Braham Bombers. So, getting ready. We're a little bit late just due to the game before going a little bit long, but not super late by any stretch of the imagination. As we get ready for this one. Trying to get the lineups done here for you. Meanwhile, leading off will be no one else but Morgan Rysdam. She will lead off for the Braham Bombers. Mariah Anderson will pitch for United South Central. Catching for her is Taylor Schroeder at first. Olivia Bruger at second is number 3, Olivia Bungum. At third is number 20, Olivia Bird. And at short, it's number 2, Ivy O'Rourke. But leading off now for the Braham Bombers is, of course, Morgan Rysdam. And a leadoff home run to begin their game against Wabasso. Not too many better ways to start a game. First pitch is in there, but inside for ball 1. In left field today for USC is Carissa Hansen. This next one is in there for strike 1. And in center for USC is number 15. That is Lillian Lutke. Meanwhile, first out is Rysdam as she grounded out at first. So getting a piece of this one now is Lauren Lenez. Lenez swings and misses at this one for strike 1. That one just misses inside. Oh, no, it is strike 2. Wow, he calls strikes really late. That's going to take some getting used to. Meanwhile, the 0-2 now. Swing and a miss high in the zone for out number 2. So quickly, 2 down here for the Bombers, and now to the plate is Corey Olson. You know, unfortunately for the Bombers, they do have a little bit of a tendency here in the playoffs to get off to a little bit of a slow start, and here that you just simply can't have that. But we're only in, into this one 2 outs. Meanwhile, swing and miss here from Corey Olson for strike 1. Here's the pitch. 0-1 turns into 0-2. Again, really late strike calls here. Here's the 0-2. That's high and gets over the catcher's glove for ball 1. So 1-2 count here for Corey Olson. 2 down and nobody on. Top of the first. She swings that one well up in the zone for strike 3. And if there is something that the Bombers have to do today, it is be a lot more disciplined at the plate, especially when you are facing a pitcher of this caliber from USC. And frankly, a defense of this caliber. Yeah, they haven't really, I mean, they have, but this is a different level of defense tonight for USC. So that's going to do it for the top of the first. It will be the Bombers up to the plate, and of course pitching for them is Alex Rysam. Catching is Morgan Rysam. Over at first, it's Jenna Beck. At second, it is Ava Kunke. At third, it's Lauren Lennes, and at short is Izzy Schockman. In left, it's Addie White. Center, Olivia Keys. And in right, it's Corey Olson. Leading off is the United South Central pitcher, Mariah Anderson. So Mariah Anderson to lead it off for USC, as they're known, but the full length of their name, the government name, if you will, is United South Central. Man, this I know it's his way, but man, he calls late strikes. 0-1 now from Rysam. This one is popped up and hits the tower here at the concourse. So 0-2, Rysam trying to get out number 1. Rysam had this one hit for a single. Again, you can't let that affect you if you're Braham. It's no harm, no harm, no foul. It's only 1. Now to the plate is their shortstop, Ivy O'Rourke. That runner at first, she's into the now left-handed batter's box. But again, if you're the Bombers, no need to panic here. It's still only the first inning. Plenty of softball left to be played. Throw down to second is off the mark from Morgan Rysam. And, you know, this is going to be a little bit different for Braham because this is a late game. It's going to start to cool off so that you don't have that heat behind you, which you might think wouldn't play too big of a factor, but with your body being tired from being out in the sun almost all day, this one is a bunt, not going to get her at first. And that's going to allow the runner to reach third. Bunt down the third base line is in there. It almost looked like she was protecting her face from that bunt attempt, and she wound up reaching. It was kind of weird how that one worked. As now Taylor Schroeder to the plate. Showing bunt, pulling back, and oh, that one hit her, apparently. Well, now bases will be loaded here for Braham. And what started out real well as the first at-bat went down 0-2. Now all of a sudden bases are loaded. Olivia Brugger. Or Olivia. That one low for ball 1. Gonna have to be a little more patient with my strike and ball calls because this ump does call these late. Throw home. Oh, not in time. It gets behind Morgan Rysam. Can we get catcher interference maybe? No. So we'll be in fielder's choice that will score the run. Still going to be an RBI for Brugger, though. So runners advance. Base is still loaded. It's 1-0 USC. And that's the trouble here in these games. You get to these types of games, and, well, it's that much tougher. They'll try and toss here to third to get the out. They say her foot was off the bag. It'll score another run on a fielder's choice. They say her foot was off the bag. I know she kind of double clutched to get her foot back, but I thought she definitely tagged in time. She did not. And it's 2-0. And I think head coach Becky Swanson wants to have a word with the ump saying, hey, she definitely got her foot back in time, but conversation there, and she got her explanation, so she heads back to the dugout. Olivia Bungum. First pitch to her is swung on and fouled back. 0-1 now for Bungum, and the only hope here for the Bombers is just to get one out at a time. Can't be worried about, getting 3 outs in one. You just got to get one at a time if you're Braham. That's the only hope right now. That one swung on, and, well, that's not just going to score 1. That's going to score more than 1. That's going to score 2, and then runner from first moves to third. Runner from the plate goes to second. Oh, boy. So 2 runs score. An RBI single for Bungum. And the Rebels pile on to make it 4-0. And the Bombers have no outs. Now we're to Briley Neubauer. This one swung on and hit foul. The Rebels, according to the MinnesotaScores.net, score only about 8 runs per game. They're halfway there. Braham scoring double digits per game, but this is, for USC, obviously a really good start, but, for Braham, I think this is a dangerous spot. Meanwhile, the game to our right has gone into 11 innings and has just been won by someone. I'm not sure who, but meanwhile, now a 1-2 count here for Briley Neubauer as Alex Rysdam and company tried to get out of this inning. A disastrous first for the Bombers. That one, low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Neubauer. Braham just trying to get out number 1. I think that hit her. Morgan Rysdam asking about it. I don't know if she's saying maybe she leaned into it, maybe it hit her bat or the cuff of her bat, not sure, the knob. But either way, it is bases loaded once again, and Carissa Hansen is now at the plate for USC. This one swung on. Izzy Schockman knocks it down, and unfortunately, that's all she can do, as everyone is going to be safe. I think that'd just be an infield single for an RBI. Oh, man. Well, if you're Braham, you got to stop the bleeding somehow, because it's now 5-0 and still not a single out. Izzy Schockman, meanwhile, getting 10-2 by head coach Becky Swanson. That was a gnarly dive by Izzy Schockman, but there are very few in the state of Minnesota who are going to be as aggressive in the field as Izzy Schockman. Izzy Schockman, one of the more aggressive infielders. She's also aggressive at the plate, too, and aggressive on the... Just very few players will be as aggressive as her, period. She is aggressive all around, and that's just her demeanor. And it helps. It comes from being a wrestler, for sure. There's no doubt that comes from wrestling. So we get, I think, an actual timeout called here by Coach Swanson and the Bombers. So they try to get their way out of this first inning, and Alex Rysdam is feeling it right now. She's going through the emotions right now and just trying to keep herself calm. And I think for Swanson, you just tell her, hey, don't worry about how many runs you're going to give up. Just get 3 outs. At this point, I think you just tell her, get 3 outs. We'll trust our offense. Meanwhile, swinging and missing is Hannah Nieber. Or Nieber? Neighbor? I think it'd be Neighbor. That's how you pronounce it. Spelled close to neighbor, but just a little bit different. 0-1. Oh, goodness. This really waits about 5 seconds to call a strike. It's going to be 0-2 on the late strike call. Holy moly. Alex Rysdam nearly getting her next pitch thrown before the ump calls the strike. 1-2 after that one misses low. 5 runs have scored. Here's the 1-2. And that one trying to get her to swing at something outside the zone, but that's going to be ball 2. 2-2 count for Neighbor. Hannah Neighbor, the designated player for Olivia Bird, the third baseman. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Route number 1. And they finally get the first out of the inning. Now, that may not seem like much. It might seem like it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, that is big for the Bombers. This next one is low for ball 1. Again, I gotta be careful how quick I'm calling because this umpire, he is patient on his calls. We'll put it that way. 1-0, and it turns into 2-0. Bases still loaded, but 1 down now as we're back to the top of the order for Mariah Anderson. She was down 0-2, then all of a sudden hit a grounder that left between second and first. That one in there for strike one. These are the last few games of the night. People have started to leave the complex as these are the last few games of the evening being played. Braham trying to punch her ticket to the state championship, but got a little bit of a hill to climb here as Anderson well out in front of that one. Nice pitch there from Alex Rysdam to even that one up 2-2 and then get the strikeout swinging for Anderson for out number 2. So 2 down now for the Rebels. And looks like we're going to get a helmet change. So we've got one of the next batters due up, needed to switch helmets with the runner at second. That is Briley Neubauer had to change with Ivy O'Rourke. So that's why we had a pause. Meanwhile, Ivy O'Rourke into the left-hander batter's box, and Alex Rysdam just trying to get out number 3. That one is ball 1. This is a cool complex, but I think this is the best. At night, you get to see the freeway, the cars driving by, those semis with the lit-up trailers. This a short roller to third, throw on to first, in time for out number 3. So it took a while, but the Bombers finally get 3 outs to end the inning, but the damage was done, and the Rebels lead 5-0 after 4 hits. 4 hits, 5 runs, and no errors on the Rebels side. No errors for Braham. And we'll move to the top of the second inning. The Bombers will have their chance offensively to get things going. They have 5 runs to answer. And, again, it may seem like a lot, but you've got 6 more innings to really kind of get around to get these 5 runs. So there's no need to panic if you're Braham. You've got more than plenty of time to get things going in your direction. And we know Braham, again, has unfortunately through the playoffs gotten off to a little bit of a slow start in section playoffs. And I wouldn't say here in the state because, the leadoff home run for Morgan Rysdam, game 1 against Wabasso, that's not a slow start. But I think you would consider this a slow start just because of what USC was able to do in the bottom of the first, rather. So Braham now has their work cut out for them. Down by 5 in the top of the second. Winner of this game goes to play at the state championship game on Friday at the University of Minnesota softball stadium. That'd be, I think, the late game, 6:30. Maybe not the late game, but the late game. Jenna Beck will lead it off for your Braham Bombers. We know she has power. First pitch to her, though, is in there, strike 1. Again, takes his time calling strikes. So 0-1 for Beck. What a beautiful night, too. This is swung over the top by Beck for strike 2. 0-2 the count now for Jenna Beck, the first baseman for the Bombers. The nice thing for Braham is, yes, they will lose a couple seniors, but pretty much return everyone. This pitch is going to be low for ball 1 as Mariah Anderson took something off it there, but it is missing 1-2 now for Beck and the pitch. Quick motion for Mariah Anderson, but that's why this team is so good, is because she's a really good pitcher. You got 2 really fantastic pitchers going at it here this afternoon. 2-2 count, and here's the pitch. That's inside, strike 3, and Jenna Beck shakes her head, and there's really, not much you can do with that one. You swing on it, and probably would have been jammed anyways. So that is out number 1. Alex Rysdam to the plate. And again, for the Bombers, don't need to worry about getting all 5 back. Just focus at getting 1 base runner at a time, and then let your defense do their work, and focus on not giving up runs. But 1 thing at a time, just get a base runner on. That is what the Bombers need here in this one. They just need to get a base runner. Pull back on the bunt attempted Alex Rysdam for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Alex Rysam, the Braham pitcher. United South Central beat Black Duck in the opening round 12-0 after 5 innings. Just kind of give you an idea of how their state tournament has gone so far. Black Duck, a very good team out of Section 5 Single A. 2-1 is the count after the foul bunt attempt for Alex Rysdam. This one down the first base line. It stays fair. And then she's also called safe. They did not get to the bag in time. Alex Rysdam beat it out. Nice job by Alex Rysdam to beat that one out at first on the bunt single. USC coach wants to just ask a question about why maybe they thought she was safe. He doesn't agree, but I mean she was on. So now Izzy Schockman at the plate, and again, very aggressive player. That one outside, ball 1, yes. Have to remember this. Let's slow it down. Sometimes we all just need to slow it down, really. 1-0 to Schockman. Swing and a miss on that one. You know, again, Braham is going to have some seniors leaving next year. Alex Rysdam at the pitcher spot is probably the biggest hole that they'll have to fill, but talking to the coaches, they've got a good idea of who's going to possibly take and fill those shoes next year. Meanwhile, pitch inside to Schockman for ball 2. 2-1 now. 1 down, runner at first. Anderson with the pitch. That is strike 2. That's going to make it a 2-2 count now for Schockman. On the way. Schockman swings and misses for out number 2. So 2 down, runner at first for the Bombers, and Ayla Anderson steps into the right-handed batter's box. This Braham team has power all over. You never know where you're going to get that big hit that you need. That's what's so special about this team, is that one is in there for strike 1. So 0-1 now to Anderson. Swinging and missing for strike 2. I like Anderson's motion on her swing. It's very clean. But this time she misses. Here's the 0-2. Ooh, good eye on that one. Alex Rysdam diving back to first on the throw down. She is back safely. And it'll be a 1-2 count for Anderson. After that one missed. So Mariah Anderson readies, and the pitch to Ayla Anderson. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 3. Well, 1 hit, but no runs and no errors by USC. And we move to the bottom of the second. The Bombers strand one there at first, and well, I think once they get comfortable, once they settle in, relax a little bit, figure out Mariah Anderson, that is, a little bit more, I think they'll start to get things rolling. And again, a lot of times it's just about doing that. Settling in, relaxing, knowing that you can get a hit off of a very good pitcher. You know, no pitcher is unhittable. Although, yes, we have had some no-hitters, but they have given up hits in their career. So that's what you got to remember is no pitcher is unhittable. You just got to remember that. You got to focus on the fact that, hey, yes, you know, you are, it might be tough early on, but there is time to come back in this one. Meanwhile, Mariah Anderson, the pitcher here for USC, she'll be back next year, folks. They do have 4 or 5 seniors, but she's not one of them, so she looks to carry this team into next year. Meanwhile, for Braham, Alex Rysdam, their senior pitcher. That one in there, and it's ball 1. Leading it off for USC is Taylor Schroeder. Now, if Braham loses, they'll be playing tomorrow at 1:30. It should be interesting to see how we'll cover it because we got Chisago Lakes playing at 12:30. Braham, if they lose, they play at 1:30. But I believe that they're going to win it. I do. They're going to punch your ticket to the state championship. I'm speaking it into existence. This one is popped up by Schroeder into foul territory and just in front of the USC dugout for strike 2. So 1-2 count for the leadoff batter, Schroeder. Alex Rysam and company unfortunately gave up 5 runs off of 4 hits in that first inning. Didn't seem like 4 hits, but it was. Meanwhile, Alex Rysam gets this one by her for out number 1. 3 strikeouts on the night here for Alex Rysam, or in this game, rather. Now, Olivia Brugger. Swing and a miss on that one. And again, sometimes it just takes settling into a game for a team, which is can go against you, but this one is laced out towards center, and you bet it is caught out there by Olivia Keys. You've got Corey Olson and Olivia Keys along with Addie White out there in the outfield. Might be one of the better outfielder trios in the state. Just because of their speed, their simply their athleticism. To put it simply. I mean, they've got the length, they've got the speed, they've got the arm talent. I mean, they've really got it, and they're still young, so they get to come back and continue to do it. Meanwhile, this one fouled off by Lillian Lutke. So that'll make it an 0-2 count for Lutke as the Bombers look to make it a 1-2-3 inning. Rysam, the pitch, 0-2, wastes one outside for ball 1. After Rysam threw so many there in the first, I don't like wasting one there. But again, she's a senior. She knows what she's doing. And that one's inside for ball 2. I thought she got her with that one. Again, I'm not at a perfect angle to see these pitches, but I have a decent idea. 2-2 on the way. Right back to Alex Rysam. She tosses it. Oh, my goodness. Fires it over there. Wow. For out number 3. She had a vendetta against that ball when she threw it, I tell you what. 1-2-3, though. The Bombers make it a quick bottom of the second. Can they put this energy back into the offense and score some runs? We'll have to wait and see, but we'll be back after word from our fine sponsors here on both KBK and Anthem Country WCMP.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Olivia Keys will lead it off for the Braham Bombers. Again, they need to get 5 runs back before the 7th inning. And again, after that last inning, defensively, I think you got to have a little bit more energy in this one. But you've got a very good pitcher over there, Mariah Anderson for USC. But it's ball 1 to Olivia Keys. I think it was Olivia Keys who, in their section championship game against West Lutheran, like a 3-run double or a 2-run double, 2-run triple, something like that, to really bust that game wide open and not only give her team the lead, but they were able to pile on after that to beat West Lutheran 8-1. 1-1 count here for Keys. She looks at that one. Inside for ball 2. You can tell the dugout has a little bit more energy now after those first 2 innings. I think they realize that they can play with anybody. We know that from this team. It's just about getting this pitcher uncomfortable, realizing you can get a hit on her, and knowing that, again, you belong here. 2-2 now for Olivia Keys after the next one somehow got across. 2-2 on the way, and she swings over top of that one for strike 3 and out number 1. So 1 down for Braham, and that brings Addie White to the plate. It's the 8-9-1 batters due up. Addie White into the left-handed batter's box. Addie White had a pretty good championship. It was kind of funny. The top and bottom of the order kind of flip-flopped. Almost all postseason, the top of the order did a lot of the scoring the runs, whether it be home runs or RBIs. But it was the bottom of the order that got all the runs batted in. I don't think we've seen a home run, but all the runs batted in that section championship game. Meanwhile, Addie White swings and fouls this one into the netting to make it a 1-1 count. Top of the third, Bombers trail 5-0. But again, I think the Bombers have a new sense of confidence now after that first, inning and a half? 1-1. And she wanted to go. She did. Look down to the third base ump, and she went for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Addie White. Here's the pitch. Got a piece of it. It rolls down that third base line, but foul. Which is unfortunate because that was more or less a swinging bunt, and it rolled that line a little bit before drifting foul. And that's too bad because that's perfect placement for her to reach first. But it winds up being foul, so she'll do it again, 1-2. And that's outside. Oh. Apparently that was strike 3. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the best angle, but respectfully, that one was a little outside. But I'm not out in the field either, so I should probably watch myself. So 2 down now. Morgan Rysdam at the plate. Watches that one go by for strike 1. Morgan Rysdam, a leadoff home run in their first game against Wabasso. Home run would inject this team with, energy isn't the right word, because that would do wonders for this team, knowing that that they can hit and get a run on the board. 1-1. Ooh, that's a tough one to try and swing at. That one was coming in almost like a screwball. She swings and misses for a 1-2. So Rysdam tries to get herself on. Here's the pitch. And swinging at one up in the zone for out number 3. I said it before, and I'll say it again here. The Bombers have to be a little bit more selective in this game of what they're swinging at. I know it's going to get tougher and tougher as the game goes along, but with a pitcher like this, you have to be careful of what you're swinging at, because there was one that maybe shouldn't have been swung at. But that's going to do a 1-2-3 for the Bombers. No hits, no runs, no errors by the Rebels. And we move down to the bottom of the third. That'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters up to the plate. Olivia Bungum will lead it off for United South Central. Braham and USC have been the top 2 defenses in the state all year long. That's not exaggeration either. They have been those top 2 teams all year long. Defensively, Braham been one of the top scoring offenses, believe it or not, all year long. So it's been interesting to watch these 2 teams go through, well, at least watch Braham. I haven't watched USC, but to watch Braham go through and really all but dominate their section playoffs. Again, they've gave up 4 runs while scoring, let's count it up, 9, 10, 19, 2, 11, nearly 20 runs. They scored 19 while giving up, 4 or 5 runs? It's pretty darn good throughout the section playoffs. And before we get started, Addie White a little bit late to left field. Not quite sure. She maybe could not find her glove or what, but here we go. Leading off is Olivia Bungum again for USC. First pitch from Alex Rysdam, and his out towards right. That's Corey Olson all day long. She does not miss on those. That is Corey Olson. If you got gold gloves in high school, the entire outfield for Braham would get one. Corey Olson, just all of them. Corey Olson, Olivia Keys, and Addie White, they would all have gold gloves because they are just that good in the outfield. These infielders would have some as well. Meanwhile, swing and a miss here by Briley Neubauer for strike 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out, then 1 pitch and strike 1. So Good start here for Alex Rysdam. Here's the 0-1. And that's low for ball one. Braham wearing those blue jerseys, the gold numbers and letters outlined in black, the gold neck of the jersey, the gold cuff with that middle black stripe, the black pants, blue socks. 2-1 now after that one misses just high. Yeah, well, that one's in there. Strike two. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down for USC in the bottom of the third. This one is popped up towards second. Oh, and not able to get there, Ava Kunke. She ran after it as hard as she could, but that is one of those bloopers that winds up getting down on the infield for a base hit. I mean, you could argue, yes, Ava Kunke maybe could have got a better jump, but, man, I don't think anyone's going to blame her for not getting to it in time. So runner at first, 1 down. Carissa Hansen at the plate. USC wearing their white jerseys. Down to second. They got her! Trying to steal second. They're going to get her. Beautiful throw from Morgan Rysdam. That's why I said because Morgan Rysdam had a fantastic throw down to second to get out number 2. What a rocket from Morgan Rysdam. And she needed all of it. So now 2 down for Carissa Hansen with an 0-1 count. And that's inside ball 1. Again, USC wearing their white jerseys, blue letters and numbers outlined in the red. The blue shoulders, the red trim. This one hit on to second. Izzy Schockman, no doubt, makes the play there for out number 3. Well, a different kind of 1-2-3 inning, but the Bombers get it a 1-2-3 nonetheless. So that works out for the Bombers. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning while the Bombers' defense is getting into rhythm. Their offense needs to get something going. We'll be back here on KBK and WCMP.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsand, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Well, I'm going to try and finish what the USC Rebels are wearing. White tops, blue letters and numbers outlined in red. The blue shoulders with red trim. The, I think, would be navy pants with blue socks, the navy blue socks, the red and white stripes on the socks. Top of the 4th, Braham needs to, as the first inning was long, but these last 3 have gone, well, last, 2 now? That's how you do math. Last 2 have gone by quickly, so Braham going to have to start to get something going offensively here, and we'll lead it off with Lauren Lennes. She hit that game-winning single against Wabasso to get them to the state semifinal against United South Central. She swings and misses at the first one. Not a bad swing, just a little bit off the mark, but if she makes contact, there's some room out in left, out in left that one's probably hitting. The 0-1, she's going to now show bunt, missing on the bunt to make it an 0-2 count, and that's what's frustrating, what can be not only for a batter, but as a team. You watch your teammate go up there, and she misses on a bunt like that, and it's not that you blame her for it, it's just that, man, it's frustrating. That one a little low, missing the zone for ball 1. 1-2 now for Lauren Lennes. One-two on the way, and Lennes just fought that one off. Keep herself alive with the 1-2 count. She is the leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th. Her team really hasn't done much. 1 hit, and that's it. So defensively, they've settled in. Offensively, they need to get a few things going. That's going to be a strike 3. Swinging for out number 1. And now Corey Olson to the plate. It's going to be up to one of these individuals offensively for Braham to get things going. Who will it be? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I did not mean to rhyme that, but it rhymed either way. That's strike 1 for Corey Olson. Again, this is the part of the game where it's kind of more individual than it is a team, because now all of a sudden you have to have an individual step up at the plate to get on, first just to get on base, and then try and get themselves around and get in a spot where they can get into scoring position. Meanwhile, 1-2 now for Corey Olson. So this is the individual part of the game where Braham needs one individual to step up and get a big hit, because they've only had a bunt single from Alex Rysdam. That's been it. The 1-2 swung on and fouled back by Corey Olson into the netting. She'll keep herself alive. You know, you can only but wonder what this game would have looked like had, you know, Braham held USC to no runs. Would obviously be a dream, but to, you know, 2-3, man, would this look any different? I think it would. It's just a tough first inning for Braham. 2-2 now the count for Corey Olson, as that one misses high from Mariah Anderson. The 2-2. And Corey Olson swung high in the zone for out number 2. Yeah, that rising fastball is just absolutely disgusting from Mariah Anderson. She has got that working. Now Jenna Beck to the plate. We know she has got a powerful swing, but she was unable to use it when she was last up to the plate because she went down looking. And again, looking, but at one that, again, if I had a better view, probably could have said you could argue it, but since I don't have a better view, I'm not going to say that. 0-1 is the count for Jenna Beck. Oh, really swinging at one high up in the zone. And that's one where, again, you can't be swinging at something like that. You have to hold off. But I think that's just a case of, you had it in your mind, and unfortunately it happened there. 0-2. Outside, ball 1. 2 down here, top of the 4th, nobody on. A 1-2 count for Jenna Beck. Again, Mariah Anderson in her zone right now, but it takes one hit to not only get her out of that zone, but to get something rolling for your team. Here's the pitch from Mariah Anderson. Beck gets a piece of it, fouls it down the first base line. Count will stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 again. Oh, and got her looking again on that changeup. Whether it's the rising fastball or that changeup, it is just nasty. And she'll go down looking, sadly. No hits, no runs for Braham. No errors for USC. And that brings us down to the bottom of the 4th. Braham struggling to get things going here offensively. Defensively, well, they've really gotten into their zone now. So you don't have to do much different defensively. Alex Rysdam has done a really good job since that first inning. But, you know, if you're Braham, it's just you're going to have to just look to the players individually and say, hey, it is up to you now at the plate. There is nobody else at the plate with you. You have to be the ones to make this happen. It is up to you now as individuals. Obviously, you don't say that when you're going out to the field. You say that going into the top of the 5th. But, you know, that's what I think you got to tell them. It's, hey, it is now up to you as individuals. Who is going to be that player to get us out of this deep rut that we're in offensively? Leading off, Hannah Neighbor to lead off for USC in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Rysdam misses outside, ball 1. A 1. And that's apparently just missing the zone for ball 2. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to miss 3-0. That last one just got away from her. (3-0), and that's ball 4. Well, that's unfortunate. A 4-pitch walk for Braham to lead off the inning. And out of the plate, Mariah Anderson. So we're back to the top of the order for USC. They'll get a pinch runner here for Hannah Neighbor, and that'll be number 20, Olivia Bird. Huh? Yeah, it will be. I said because she plays third base, so that's why I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Again, I still don't know all the rules. Still learning. Not a know-it-all. About something. Meanwhile, runner at first. And Anderson pops this one up towards third. And there to make the play is Lauren Lennes. For out number 1. There you go. That's one way to get it. Now Ivy O'Rourke to the plate. Into the left-handed batter's box. 1 down, runner at first. Can we see another throw out from Morgan Rysdam? This one hit shortly to the pitcher for out number 2, but the runner from first moves to second. 2 down, and that runner advances to second, and coming to the plate now for the Rebels of United South Central is Taylor Schroeder. Schroeder was hit by a pitch in the first. Swinging and missing at one. Missing. That one got her swinging. Not too bad outside the zone, but just missing it. It was a good-looking pitch from Alex Rysdam. 0-1 now. That one's going to bounce, and that runner at second got a little bit big of a lead, and I wasn't sure if Morgan was going to throw that down. I think she does the smart thing and doesn't throw it down, but I think she easily could have. This one is high for ball 2. And for Rysdam, I think she's thinking a little too much about what the runner at second's doing. I think you just need to forget about her. There's 2 outs. Worry about the batter at the plate. Get her out. Don't worry about that runner at second. 2-1 now. And this one out to Corey Olson. On the run, it's Corey Olson again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Corey Olson, one of the best in the state. He makes the grab on the run for out number 3. Well, that does it for the 4th. 1 hit, no runs, no errors for the Rebels. And we move to the top of the 5th. Back after word from our fine sponsors on KBK and WCMP.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
I want to take this time to thank all of our fine sponsors here on both KBK and WCMP. We appreciate what they do for us. Because of them, we are able to make it down here to Mankato for the state tournament. We appreciate all of them that they sponsor us for whether it's spring, summer, fall, winter. Appreciate them for sponsoring all of our local sports. Again, can't do it without them. I want to thank all of you, the loyal listeners who tune in to this game. I appreciate you. I know it's not about me, but tell you what, I am so happy to be down here. You're not a broadcaster unless you love what you do, and I certainly love calling games. This is so much fun. And we're blessed in our local area to have really, really good teams, and we're going to have really good teams for quite a few years. Braham is just one of those teams that are going to be really good for a long time. It's a 1-1 count now for the leadoff batter, Alex Rysdam, as she watched ball 1 and then showed bunt, then swung, kind of half swing, or a choked up swing for strike 1. And now this one is swung on and missed for strike 2. Alex Rysdam last time out bunted single. She had to get around one player. It was wasn't sure if that was runner interference, but that was back in the first. Now this one, or second rather. This next one misses for Mariah Anderson, and that evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Alex Rysdam. Obviously can't bunt here with 2 strikes. 2-2 on the way. And that one, just some good movement on that one. Gets her swinging and missing for out number 1. Mariah Anderson has been on, to say the least, for United South Central, and She has, so let's count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 strikeouts so far. Holy cow. She's only allowed the field to get one out themselves. Otherwise, she'd have more. Swinging and missing is Izzy Schockman, who's now at the plate with an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Anderson. And, she is just missing on that swing. If she makes contact, man, she's putting one in play, but she just can't seem to make contact. Here's the 0-2, and Anderson wasting one there. Makes it a 1-2 count. One down, nobody on for Braham. Here in the top of the 5th. They've got the 6th, and the 7th to get 5 runs. Izzy Schockman watches the 1-2, gives it a hit, and it's right into the fence behind home plate. So that'll keep the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Braham trails by 5. But again, you've still got the 6th, and the 7th to get 5 runs. That is plenty of time if you're Braham. Here's the 1-2, and that one's stuck in the hand of Mariah Anderson. You could tell she kind of had oh man, can't believe that happened. 2-2 now for Izzy Schockman. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Schockman got a piece of it and fouls it back to keep herself alive with 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is good for Braham. You force Mariah Anderson to throw more than she wants in a single at-bat. You get herself in her own head a little bit. You battle at the plate, and whether you win or lose, you've made her throw more. And that one, that's that rising fastball. And they haven't been able to hit that. Whether they should be swinging at it or not, I'm not smart enough to know that. Not only that, I'm not down there swinging at these pitches either. So that is for head coach Swanson to figure out. So that's 2 down now for Braham, and Ayla Anderson comes to the plate with 2 down. Looks at that one, strike 1. Again, if you're just joining us, this umpire, he takes his time just to make sure it is a strike before he gives a strike call, which I can appreciate. Sometimes you can tell an umpire calls it too quickly, and he's like, I probably should have called that. Not that it's a bad call by any means, but you can just tell sometimes, it was a little closer than he wanted to call, and I think he wanted to wait off. So I'm okay with this pitcher being more patient. Meanwhile, 0-2 quickly for Ayla Anderson, in danger of going 1-2-3 out of the Bombers here in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Mariah Anderson. Ayla Anderson keeping herself alive. It's the battle of the Andersons. Ayla Anderson at the plate. Mariah Anderson, the pitcher for United South Central. Talk more about what happened to give United South Central this 5-0 lead here at the inning break. So if you're just tuning in, stay tuned. I'll give you that update. Ayla Anderson swings and misses, and that's going to do it for the 5th. Top of the 5th, rather. Well, no hits, no runs, and no errors by United South Central. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. And if you're just joining us, giving you kind of the update as to how we got to this that we're at. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the Bombers in the top of the 1st. And then came USC. They batted around to their number 2 batter. But before that 3rd out came, they got 4 hits and 5 runs off of those 4 hits. There was a couple hit by pitches in there, and they scored, again, 5 runs on 4 hits in the 1st. But since then, well, you've heard the score. It's 5-0. Braham has shut them down defensively, and again, you just I can't help but think and wonder, man, what if they would have held them to obviously, again, 0's the dream, but what if they would have held them to 2, 3 runs? How different would this game look? Personally, I believe it would look a lot different just because of how quickly Braham was able to settle into this one, realizing, hey, we can stick with this team. Again, it goes back to confidence, and sometimes when you're going against the number 1 seed or you had a little bit of time off or you're going against a very good pitcher like USC has, you're kind of got a lot of nerves going into a game like this. You're just, you're watching it and you're watching this pitcher and you know how good she is, so you're just kind of going into this one with a little bit of nerves. And after they settled in, realizing, hey, we can stick with this team, we can beat this team. Their defense settled in. Offensively, though, they just have yet to do really much of anything. The only hit on the night for Braham was a bunt single from Alex Rysdam. That's been it. Meanwhile, Alex Rysdam has I think it's a 2-1 count now to the leadoff batter, Olivia Brugger. This one swung on and fouled, hitting the Braham dugout. That'll make it, I think, an even 2-2. If I'm thinking correctly, I think there should be 2 balls and it should be 2 strikes. Well, I know there's 2 strikes, but I think there's also 2 balls. Yep, 2-2. Okay, that was. Sometimes scoreboard and umpire are a little bit different. 2-2, and that's inside. Alex Rysdam just trying to get her to look at something. Now it's a full count here for the leadoff batter, Olivia Brugger. The pitch from Rysdam. Got her swinging for out number 1. Again, Alex Rysdam, a tough first inning, but ever since then, she's come back with some strikeouts. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them now. Now to the plate is Lillian Lutke. I'll get there. She swings and misses at the first pitch. That one is swung on out towards right. That's going to get down. Now, as much as I give Corey Olson credit in right, sometimes it's just a good hit, and that is one there from Lutke. So we'll have a run at first with 1 down here for United South Central, the overall number 1 seed in the state tournament. At the plate will be Olivia Bungum. Get a pinch runner here at first, and that will be number 4, Paige Petrola. But again, Corey Olson has made some fantastic plays, as had Keys, but Olson has made some plays and some grabs on the run that have been super impressive, and it doesn't go unnoticed, that is for sure. So runner at first, 1 down for USC. Olivia Bungum to the plate. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Morgan Rysdam quickly up out of her stance to see if the runner was going, but did not. We'll probably see it a few more times. That's outside as well, but in the strike zone for strike 1. Just does clip the outside part of the plate. 1-1 now for Bungum. Swing and foul off of Bungum herself to make it a 1-2 count. One, 2 on the way. Got her swinging for out number 2. What a pitch there from Alex Rysdam to grab the second out of the bottom of the 5th. Now to the plate, Briley Neubauer. She is 1 for 1. Hit by pitch in the first and then singled. And was eventually thrown out on a steal attempt in the 3rd. Now she was hit by pitch in the first, and I think Morgan Rysdam asked the umpire, "Are you sure?" Because it was one where it almost looked like it went off the cuff of the bat, but now a hit here by Neubauer, a single, and runners at first and second now for Carissa Hansen. So 2 down, runners at first and second, and Hansen at the plate. Hansen on the evening is 1 for 2, RBI single in the first and then grounded out in the 3rd. And the last 2 hits have just been really good hits. It's plain and simple for USC. So this one is fouled back on the hit from Hansen. An 0-1 count. This one missing for ball 1 to Hansen. So it's a 1-1 count now for Carissa Hansen. The pitch from Rysdam swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 count, and Alex Rysdam tries to keep their deficit at 5 and keep their offense only needing that many. Waste one there for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and second. And Alex Rysdam readies. Here's the pitch to Hansen. Oh, she got her definitely swing on that one for strike 3, a half-hearted swing, and it's out number 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Alex Rysdam, 2 hits and no runs by USC, no errors by Braham. And we now move to the top of the 6th inning. Braham running out of time here to get those 5 runs back. But again, they do still have the 6th and the 7th inning to try and get those back. But before we start the 6th, we're going to get a word from our fine sponsors here on KBEK and WCMP.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Back here on KBEK, nice 95.5 FM and 106.5 FM, AM 1350, Anthem Country, WCMP. Leading off the 6th for the Braham Bombers is Olivia Keys. And she had a good championship game, section championship game. I want to give a special shout-out, though, to Adam Hefty. He is our morning show host on Nice 95.5, taking over for Rockin' Robin Riley. And he made the trip down here to Mankato to call that game for Braham against Wabasso. And then he had to go because he's got his morning show in the morning. But I just want to give a shout-out to him because without him, we wouldn't have been able to get both Chisago Lakes and Braham games called at the same time. So I appreciate him for coming down and calling that game. That means and helps out a lot, more than he knows. Meanwhile, it's an 0-2 count now for Olivia Keys because Mariah Henderson simply just took everything off that last pitch and completely confused Olivia Keys. 0-2 now, here's the pitch on the outside part of the plate, and she goes down swinging, and Keys pretty upset with herself there. She's not too happy. So 1 down. Braham down to their final 5 outs. I can't math, ladies and gentlemen. We know this. If you've heard me call games at all, you know I can't math. Here's the first pitch to Addison White. Gets by the pitcher, and the shortstop can't grab it. It's going to be an error, but hey, however you can get a base runner, you'll take it. So an error there at short allows Addison White to reach first, and all of a sudden, could this change the look as we get Morgan Rysdam to the plate with 1 down, and we know Morgan Rysdam, she can go yard at any time. So far 0 for 2 today. Ooh, swings at one. That rising fastball from Mariah Anderson gets her to swing him. No one's been able to hit that rising fastball from Braham. No one. She has just been so good with that rising fastball. Oh, and the changeup again in there for strike 2. If you're Rysdam, you have to get a hit here. This is simply put why you're one of the captains. You have to get a hit here. Not only to advance the runner, but just to get into USC. Just to get into the mind of Mariah Anderson, get her out of her rhythm, get her out of her zone, make her think, or overthink rather, and get runners into scoring position, because we also know a base hit doesn't just mean a single for Morgan Rysdam. She could make it 2 or 3 because of her speed. 0-2, here's Rysdam trying to protect. And she does a great job of watching that rising fastball up high for ball 1. Not a lot of people have been able to watch that here tonight for Braham, but she does. Good job. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, runner at first. Here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt, and that's going to allow Addie White to get to second easily on the pass ball. Well, that certainly helps. And like I mentioned, you get into the head of the pitcher a little bit here after that error. We've got that runner on second. This is the first time tonight Braham has had someone in scoring position. Morgan Rysdam is going to pop out into foul territory for the first baseman. She grabs it for out number 2. It was a towering hit, but still grabbed with a second out. And although we would have liked to see her drop it, sure glove there. Now at the plate, Lauren Lennes. And just because Morgan Rysdam didn't get the runner to advance or hit a home run doesn't mean that Lauren Lennes can, or Beck, or Olsen, or Alex Rysdam, or Shock. There are so many players on this Braham roster that you just can't count out from going yard, or from advancing runners, or getting RBIs. All these players can. Every single one of them in this lineup can do that. Not joking. I've seen it happen a couple times. Well, not everybody, but multiple players. It's an 0-1 for Lauren Lennes as she fouls it into the netting. Missing on that one. And now it's 0-2. 0-2, 2 down, runner at second for Braham. Trailing 5-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 0-2 on the way. Outside, ball 1. Lenez lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 2 down, runner at second. Bombers down to 4 outs now to get 5 runs. Here's the pitch from Mariah Anderson. And Lenez swings and misses on again. The rising fastball. Another strikeout added to Mariah Anderson. No hits, no runs, and an error by USC. And that error does not come back to hurt USC, which, again, not that we're cheering for it, but we would have liked to have seen it turn into some runs there for Braham. So the Bombers need to make it a quick bottom of the 6th because then they need their offense to get to work. They need, at this point, 5 runs. They've got the 7th to work with. Otherwise, they will be playing in the state third-place game. And we talk as if the third-place game isn't something still to be proud of. Getting to the third-place game is not an easy feat. You have to beat one of the top 8 teams to get there. And still have to beat one of the top 8 teams to get third place. So the third-place game is nothing to scoff at. Really, it's not. Leading it off for the Rebels of United South Central is Hannah Neighbor. Here's the pitch from Alex Rysdam. Right to Ava Kunke at second, and it's caught for the out. Great catch by Ava Kunke. Well, her dad, Sean Kunke, in attendance, the Braham Activities Director. And head coach of the Bombers, Swanson, coming out. I'm not sure if we've got a change in the field. It doesn't look like it. Of course, I'm blind, so I can't see the outfielders, but it doesn't look like there's any change. I can't quite tell. Not sure if maybe it's something with the Rebels lineup. Not 100% sure what the conversation was about, but umpire will go and talk to the USC head coach, and we're back to action. Again, 1 down for the Rebels, and Mariah Anderson to the plate, back to the top of the order for United South Central. That one is swung on out towards right. And, this time Corey Olson overruns it. A rare error by Corey Olson. And this is going to be an inside the park home run. Well, that hurts. That hurts in a big way. And you can call it the announcer's jinx if you'd like. I would take the blame for that because I've been complimenting Corey Olson every single play she's made, but that time a rare error as she would that be? No, it wouldn't be counted as an error. Just a mental error there by her as she overran the play. You don't see it really ever from Corey Olson, but it's a mistake. She's human, and we got to remember that. Not blaming her for anything. This one hit right back at Alex Rysdam. Got to the shortstop, and Izzy Schockman still makes the play. You just can't say enough about this infield sometimes, man. They are so impressive. Izzy Schockman makes the play for out number 2. That one went right off of Alex Rysdam's glove. Izzy Schockman came up behind her, makes the play. That's not the first time Izzy Schockman's made a play like that either here in this postseason. Now at the plate, Taylor Schroeder. 2 down. 1 run has scored here for the Rebels. 1-0 count now for Schroeder. Alex Rysdam gave a big dap. What I mean, like, is a high five, if you will. But she was dapping up Izzy Schockman for that play, saying, hey, thank you. 2-0 now to Schroeder. That's strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike for Schroeder. Here's the pitch from Rysdam. Swing and a miss by Taylor Schroeder. And the Bombers trying to get out of the inning with only allowing the 1 run. 2-2, 2 down, nobody on. Rysdam, that one's going to be low, and that will run the count full. Full count. That one swung on. That's going to be another base hit. A 2-out hit there for the Rebels. Put a runner at first. And now to the plate, Olivia Bruger. Bruger on the night. 0 for 3. RBI, fielder's choice in the first. This one down the third base line. But foul. Oh, 1 pitch from Rysdam. That one foul down the third base line. So we'll have to move everybody back. And there will be an 0-2 count for Bruger. Rysdam readies. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is going to be in the field. Lenez picks it up, throw on to first in time for out number 3. Well, the Bombers have 3 outs to get 6 runs after 1 hit, 1 run, 2 hits, excuse me. No errors there by Braham. Well, Braham needs to put together I won't call it historic 7th, but they'll need to have a strong 7th to try and get back into this one. It's not over till it's over, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned. We'll have that 7th your way after word from our fine sponsors.
Join us June 14th for a day full of free outdoor experiences.
Oh, I was there last year, and I'm going again.
Join us for the free youth outdoor experience at the Gopher Rifle and Revolver Club in Harris, June 14th. Come for the axe throwing, exhibits, clay pigeon demos from the fire department, arts and crafts, 2,000 ears of sweet corn. There's really too much to mention. And kids that sign up before May 31st get a free t-shirt. Register now.
It's easy to sign up. There's a QR code on the Facebook page.
Get the QR code today. Visit Long Spurs of Sunrise River.
It was awesome.
Back here on both KBK and WCMP, Bombers down to their last 3 outs of the game. Lose, they'll play in the 3rd place game tomorrow. Win, they'll play in the state championship. Corey Olson will lead it off for the Bombers. First pitch to Olson. Swung on and, well, it's lightly hit to the shortstop, but Olson's going to reach. It doesn't matter how as long as you get on base. And the Bombers have the leadoff runner on. Something they have not been able to do all night long is get the leadoff runner on, and they do that here with Corey Olson. Beautiful hit. Again, not super hard, but hard enough to get on base. Now it's Jenna Beck. Swinging at the rising fastball, missing. Again, no one's been able to hit that tonight. It's just been impressive from Mariah Anderson. Jenna Beck now with an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, good strike, and I think Beck missed that one. She did not swing at that one, but I think that she'll want that one back. 0-2. Here's the pitch. And she fouls it off. Now for Beck, she's gone down looking twice, so she'll definitely be looking to put together a little bit different of an at-bat. Obviously, going to be swinging 0-2 almost no matter what, but not going to blame her if she be swinging at everything just because of the situation. Swings and misses there for out number 1. Again, not blaming her. Yeah, I mean, you can't. You simply can't, because she is just trying to put a ball in play, and Mariah Anderson has been almost unhittable all night long. She's only gave up 2 hits. Alex Rysdam at the plate, 1 down, runner at first. First pitch is high. Oh. Well, apparently it's in there for strike 1. 1-0 now. Rysdam tries to put down the bunt. Missing. Now 0-2. Probably should have been 1-1, but that's okay. 0-2 now for Alex Rysdam. Runner at first, 1 down. She was the only other hit up to this point in the game. Here's the pitch. Oh, that changeup is just disgusting from Mariah Anderson. You know, as much as I want Braham to come back and win, that is just an impressive pitch. Quite simply, just got to give credit where it's due. But Izzy Schockman now to the plate, and she's going to try and have the last say with one more out for the Bombers. 2-out rally? Let's see it. Swinging and missing on this one, though, for strike one. Could we see 6 runs on 2 outs? I think it's possible. Speaking it into existence, that's what we're doing. 0-1 on the way from Mariah Anderson. Surprising that Schockman took that one. That looked like a pretty good pitch to hit. Well, the Bombers are down to their final strike, but can Schockman keep this game going? That's going to miss for ball 1. Fans not too happy, but you can't just give a strike just cause. That was a good ball call. 1-2 now for Izzy Schockman. Good take by her, too. Here's the pitch. That's in there, and not, unfortunately, swinging, and that's going to do it. So the Bombers fall in this one in a tough game against the Rebels of USC, or United South Central. 6-0. Stay tuned. We'll take a commercial break. If you're not going to come back after the commercial break, remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That way, every time we go live with a local sporting event, you will be notified. And click on that notification. It will take you right to the live video or audio. Back after a word from our fine sponsors here on both KBK and WCMP.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Whether you're trying to stay loose or just trying to tweak your swing, here's the pitch in North Branch of the area's premier batting cage. Get in for some swing time with their top-of-the-line pitching machines, or bring the whole team to the 4,000-square-foot practice space. Here's the pitch in North Branch. Air-conditioned. Top of the line. Local. Find Here's the Pitch off I-35 in the North Branch outlets.
Well, a tough loss here for the Braham Bombers. 6-0. They fall to United South Central, the number 1 seed here in the state tournament. It was a tough loss as they only got 2 hits in this game. Starting pitcher Alex Rysdam goes all 6 innings, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk, 2 hit by pitches, and 6 strikeouts. She gave, of the 9 hits she had, 4 of them came in that first inning. And again, you just can't help but wonder what this game would have looked like had they only surrendered 2 or 3 runs in that first inning. How much different would this have looked? And I think a lot different, because after that first inning, neither team really got close, except for that inside-the-park home run from, obviously, Mariah Anderson. But other than that, neither team really got close, which is unfortunate for Braham, because the closest they got was second after Addie White reached on an error. She got second. That was it. Their 1 hit up to the 7th inning was Alex Rysdam, a bunt single. Then Corey Olsen reached on a single in the 7th, and that was it for the Bombers. It was a case of, again, kind of that confidence taking a hit early on, just seeing a really talented pitcher in Mariah Anderson, and just kind of, I don't want to say shocked, but I just think there was a little bit of doubt that crept in, and they might have second-guessed themselves. But after the second inning, you could really tell they realized, hey, we belong here, we can play with this team, we can beat this team, we are good enough. But unfortunately, they just couldn't figure out the rising fastball, and 2, the changeup from Mariah Anderson, and those 2 pitches were lethal here tonight from Mariah Anderson of United South Central. But this does not do it for Braham. No, they are not done at the state tournament. They will play tomorrow in the 3rd place game against the loser of Bethlehem Academy and Badger. They'll play at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow on Field 4. Now, we're running into a little bit of a pickle tomorrow. So I will do my best to cover both games, but one of our other local teams is playing in their 3rd place game. Oh, wow, we have an upset, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know this. Mankato East, the number 1 seed, the defending state champs, lost to Rocori in the semifinal 2-0. So, Chisago Lakes will play Mankato East on Field 2 at 12:30. And Braham will play the loser of Bethlehem Academy and Badger at 1:30. Obviously, those 2 games going to overlap. So, I will do my best to bring you both games. Again, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to do my darndest to bring you both games. Whether it's I'm calling Chisago Lakes and giving you updates on Braham until Chisago Lakes game ends, and then I stay at my spot and just call that game, or whatever it is, I'm going to do my best to continue to bring you the games for tomorrow. So we'll keep you up to date, but I promise you, we are going to have coverage on both of those games one way or another. Doesn't matter. We will have coverage for you for both of those games. That is, again, that's the reason we're down here, is to provide you coverage of games from our local teams. Well, again, no matter how we have to do it, we're going to do it. But in this state semifinal, Braham falls to United South Central 6-0. They will play against the loser of Bethlehem Academy and Badger at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow on Field 4 in the 3rd place game at 1:30. The first game of our broadcast tomorrow will be Chisago Lakes playing against, surprisingly, Mankato East in the 3rd place game at 12:30 on Field 2. So stay tuned for that. Remember, if you're looking for more info on your local sports, you can stay tuned to the morning show on KBK, the Front Porch Morning Show with Adam Hefty at 7:30 and 8:30. And then also on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports updates. We'll talk this game, all the other games that have gone on in our local listening area, plus regional and national sports. And with local sports coming to a close here sooner than later, we're going to be talking a lot of more regional and national sports more. But so stay tuned. We'll talk about that. Another way you can stay tuned is our websites, kbk.com, wcmpradio.com. Go to the sports tab, click on broadcast schedule. That will have all the links for the games that we'll be at during the week. That will be updated, especially now during state tournament time, daily, but it's usually updated every Monday afternoon, and it will have the links for the games that we'll be at. That is subject to change just because, well, life happens. Also on our websites, you can find articles from games we've been at, interviews with coaches and players, and then you can also stay tuned to our social medias, our Facebook for both stations, our Instagram for both stations, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio. So go follow our Twitter, like, subscribe, follow our Facebooks and our Instagram to be sure you're up to date with all things local sports, whether it be breaking sports news, LOI signings, broken records, players and teams going to state, interviews, whatever it is. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do on our social media to stay up to date with our local sports. Again, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I just want to thank you, again, you, the loyal listener. It is not without you tuning into games. If you don't tune into games, if they don't see the numbers on the YouTube, they're just telling me, hey, well, we don't need to go out and cover these games, so don't go out and cover these. So it is quite literally because of you, our loyal listeners, that I continue to have a job to do. So I appreciate you for your continuing listenership and continuing to tune in. I know you don't tune in for me. It doesn't matter. As long as you listen, that means I get a job to do. So I am so grateful for you continuing to tune in. I want to give another huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsor not only this broadcast, all the other broadcasts throughout the spring sports season, the summer sports season, the fall sports season, and the winter sports season for continuing to be our fine sponsors no matter the sports season that it is. We appreciate all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. Again, the final here, the Bombers fall to the USC Rebels 6-0. They'll play in the third place game tomorrow at 1:30 against the loser Bethlehem Academy and Badger. Our first game of the day will be Chisago Lakes playing against Mankato East in the third place game at 12:30. So stay tuned for those. Those both will be right here on 95.5 and Anthem Country 106.5 FM as well. That's going to do it for both Anthem Country WCMP and Nice 95.5 FM. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night, and don't forget to tune in back tomorrow.